More than a year after their release, the PS5 versus Xbox Series X battle remains a fierce one. But despite similar performances and price tags, the PS5 has become more popular with shoppers. Sony has driven PS5 sales and blockbuster exclusives like Spider-Man, Demon's Souls, and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Meanwhile, Microsoft adds value to the Series X with Xbox Games Pass in Netflix-style gaming subscriptions. That said, the Series X lacks must-have exclusives since nearly every new Xbox game is also available on Windows and older Xbox One consoles. Ultimately, each system has its strengths and weaknesses that must push buyers in one direction or the other. Welcome guys to another video of Keep Tech. Here, after a year of playing both consoles, we broke down what each does best to help you decide which is suitable for your gaming needs. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, we need to discuss a problem. Both of these gaming systems are still very hard to find. The PS5 and Xbox Series X have been on sale for over a year now. However, supplies are low for all kinds of reasons, like the pandemic, colossal demand, scalpers, and a global chip shortage. Many people who want a console can't find one. Supply issues might improve soon, but it's difficult to know for sure. Stock issues aside, the critical thing you need to know about the PS5 and the Xbox Series X is that there isn't an outright winner that we'd say is the right choice for everyone. That's because both consoles are as good as each other in terms of design, games you can play, and built-in features. PS5 versus Xbox Series X price. Both the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X cost $500 apiece. Since the two systems are very similar, this category would seem to be a tie at first glance. However, the standard PS5 and Xbox Series X are not the only variants available. The $400 PS5 Digital Edition and the $300 Xbox Series S are also available. The PS5 and the PS5 Digital Edition are identical, save for a 4K Blu-ray physical disc drive in the former. The latter has no disc drive. As the name suggests, on the other hand, the Xbox Series S has significantly different hardware from the Xbox Series X, a less powerful GPU and smaller SSD, less RAM, and so forth. PS5 versus Xbox Series X design. For the most part, whether you like a console design comes from a personal preference, but my personal preference is that I cannot stand how the PS5 looks. Not only is the system comically large, it's also a pain to switch from vertical to horizontal configuration, and the standard version sports are ugly, asymmetrical design. However, on the other hand, the Xbox Series X is pretty bulky but manages its space much better. Rather than looking at an oversized rotor, the Xbox Series X is a sleek black box that looks, at least in its vertical form, kind of like a small tower PC. It has a clearly defined power button and a pairing button to make wireless connections painless. PS5 versus Xbox Series X performance. The Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 couldn't look less alike. One's a literal box and the other is a curvilinear space oyster that looks like a background doodah from Mass Effect, but on the inside they're practically twins. In terms of hardware, the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 improve on previous consoles with new solid-state drives and enhanced processors. In practice, that means new games need just a fraction of the loading times required on PS4 and Xbox One, and installing games takes just a fraction of the loading times required on PS4 and Xbox One, and installing games takes significantly less time too. They were the same price. They have the same 8-core AMD Zen 2 processors with slightly different clock speeds, the PS5 3.5 GHz and the Xbox 3.8 GHz, and the same AMD RDNA graphics chipsets, again with minor differences in clock speed, the same 16 GB of RAM, almost the same off-the-shelf storage capacity, 825 GB for PS5 and 1 TB for Xbox Series X, and they both output to 8K, 4K, and 120 Hz. Conclusion. PlayStation 5 feels like a must-have for hardcore gamers, but the Xbox is a powerhouse for gaming and media. As media players, the PS5 and Xbox Series X offer a robust set of features, But the Xbox's adoption of Dolby Vision HDR and Dolby Atmos sound formats make it slightly more appealing as a streaming device. Xbox also offers movies and TV shows for sale via the Microsoft Store, while the PlayStation Store discontinued movie purchases in August 2021. While the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X is similar in quality and performance, the PS5's exclusive games and gameplay-focused feature make it more enticing for buyers who want an immersive experience and don't want to miss major releases. Xbox Series X succeeds as a powerful media center with access to more than 15 years worth of Xbox games, but the ability to also play the newest Xbox titles on PC and Xbox One makes the Series X less of a must-have machine. Ultimately, if you're lucky enough to get your hands on the PS5 or Xbox Series X amid the ongoing supply shortage, you won't be disappointed. Both systems offer awesome exclusives and an impressive upgrade over the last generation of consoles. Make sure to hit the video and subscribe to the channel to bring some more amazing content for you. Till then, stay tuned.